this part in this week's series, the third part of this week's series.
I'm just remembering when I was right last week.
Are you really? Are you? Have you been right this week yet?
Not yet. Been a very peaceful.
Week ain't over yet. Stay tuned.
My name is Nicholas De Jesus. I have the most fabulous ponytail in the business.
It's the best.
He won't stop playing with it. That's how you know it's fabulous. Thank you for joining us today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined by my two cohorts. I know you guys love it when I say that. What are you doing? Are you
pulling the hair out of here?
You just go like that.
My cohorts.
You go like that.
Where were you?
You rub your hands together like this. And then, like, it turns into a ball, and then you flick it. That's how.
Is that how hairballs are?
That's how hairballs are. Yes. I'm joined by my two cohorts. To my direct left, I have Mr. I'm Wondering himself, the host with the most, Mr. P. Anderson. I'm looking, I was like, how long is he going to sit there and wait for me to do it?
Look like a goddamn buffoon.
You foo?
What's up, motherfuckers and ladyfuckers?
Oh, here we go again.
And to my far left, I have the biggest Zelda fan in the world. If you don't believe me, he's got the tattoo of the Triforce on his arm. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Jeremy Bird.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Biggest Zelda fan in the world, coming at you once again. I'm gonna fucking hit you. I'm gonna fucking hit you in the back of
my
that.
goodness.
You won't get a ride home then.
Fucking
And here's a thought. What do you think virtual reality is going to do in terms of the sexualization of women in video games?
Oh, dear God. You had to ask that.
I thought you were going to say what was going to be VR like when you have sex, and I was going to be like, wow, let me tell you.
Then you're a virgin.
So you've got all these characters, right? You've got Lady from Devil May Cry. You've got Bayonetta from Bayonetta. Then you've got all the other ones, right? Tifa.
Yuna.
You've got Yuna, right? They're very
Cortana.
sexual women, right? Cortana's naked practically, right? And there's this big movement out there that's complaining about the over-sexualization of women in gaming. Now, me personally, I say if you don't like the games, don't fucking play them.
Yep.
That's how I feel. But what do you guys think is going to happen when VR starts putting these titties in your face?
Rumble Rose. Remember that game, Rumble Roses? The wrestling game?
Yes.
That's what I'm thinking about in VR now.
So, imagine like not PlayStation VR, but imagine VR Dead or Alive. I mean, there's going to be a whole new, or a whole new, I guess.
So you're saying with how sexual like Bayonetta is in Bayonetta 2, where she flaunts her shit, how that will come off as VR and how people react to it?
Well, not just that. Like how much is VR going to actually impact the way that developers make those games now, right? Because 3D impacts the way that movies are made, right? In the movie theaters, like you can tell that a movie was made in 3D even if you're not watching it in 3D because you see shit flying towards the camera. So you know, oh, that's for the 3D effects. So that then when you're like watching it in a 3D theater, it fucking it's going to my face. Like now, imagine that same scenario but in a VR headset. Oh no, it's getting my face. Like it's gonna. I think developers are gonna utilize it. They always do because sex sells.
Thank you.
Your hair in your face was
It was Nick.
Because sex sells, so a lot of times you're gonna get a lot of your consumer base, right? Which I mean,
Do you think we're gonna see VR porn?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That's definitely gonna happen. There's gonna be VR porn. I think there already is VR porn.
The porn industry pushed Blu-ray discs. They're gonna push VR to the max when it comes out.
Yeah. It's just beneficial. It just is, you know. Imagine online surfing for your porn in VR.
She's naked. That's why I had to say that.
Like it's gonna completely revolutionize the way that you watch porn because now
I don't watch porn. I use the real thing.
Okay. Anyway, it's gonna completely revolutionize the way that you watch YouTube because now you can look around the area and see what's going on in like.
I'm done looking at the boobies. I'm done looking at the breastises. Let me look it down now. Okay.
But now like the simulation is gonna become real, right? Like, cause now you're the guy in the three-way for porn. Like you're not watching a guy enjoy a three-way. Like
you're gonna be watching it, and all of a sudden you're Oculus Rift's gonna go up and someone's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Go back to the fake world. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about specifically video games. Video games are going to be catered to a different kind of audience because now the experience can be different.
So you think developers are gonna do more sexualized games in VR?
Oh yeah. Imagine the opening scene for Dead or Alive Volleyball Part 2, right? Where you're the guy laying on a beach and all the women from Dead or Alive are just coming and falling on you as they pass by playing, volleyball. And now you're the creepy old guy watching the volleyball game like in Bad Santa, drinking a beer with your legs crossed going,
I would love if they took that whole sexualization thing and actually made the women AI smarter to where say you're looking at their chest and all of a sudden up here.
See, but that's the other part of it.
That's what I would love to just some.
Now you can make very empowered women also.
Yeah.
You can make very, very empowered women that say, I'm the focus, not my titties.
Yeah.
So
you want a piece of this? You got to show out some of this.
Which way is that going to go? Because it's a very dangerous topic to be talking about. Women and video games and how VR could take it one way, but VR could just as easily take it another way. Now, what way do you think it's going to go? And if you think it's going to go that way, how bad for the industry do you think it's going to be?
I think it could be a little bit of both. You can have those Dead or Alive games, but then you can have those straight up games where Final Fantasy X-2, when you have Paige, Riku, and or Pain, Riku, and Yuna.
Lightning?
No,
X-2.
X-2.
Oh, sorry.
You have those three who change costumes and everything, but for the most part are, hey, this is what we are. We're kick-ass motherfucking people, and have that aura where it's that specific thing where it's girls kicking butt and you don't pay attention to that. You pay attention to them kicking butt. And then on the other side, you have the Dead or Alive volleyball. It's hey, boobs in your face, volleyball, where it's okay, you play this game. This is for the people that love DOA and want to get more involved with it. This is the people who want to see their favorite characters like Bayonetta, like Lady, like Yuna, XYZ in their characters, but see them more fleshed out in 3D, up close and personal,
But people would argue that Bayonetta is not an empowered woman. They would argue that she is one of the problems, not one of the solutions.
You could say that.
She wears a clothes made out of hair, and when she uses her abilities, she's naked.
Not in the Wii U version.
Definitely on the Xbox version.
What are you going to do if, say, they put virtual reality to Rise of the Tomb Raider and they make it a first person? Are you going to end up trying to go for the whole infamous shower scene from Tomb Raider 1? You could do that. Walk into the bathroom and it's just can I take her clothes? Yes.
But that's what made Lara Croft so appealing was that she was no, this isn't for you. This is private time. And she pulled out a shotgun and shot the camera. But even still, despite that scene being there, people are out there that are arguing that Lara Croft is part of the problem, not part of the solution. Whereas we see her as, oh, that's so badass. She's such a badass chick. And we're guys, and we're saying...
It's going to be taken both ways, though. People are going to have... It's like video game violence, the same thing. The people that are the most into the games are... There's no video game violence, It's just we enjoy playing video games. When the people on the outside are no, there's video games violence. The same thing's going to happen with VR in these games with women. It's it's another way for our 13-year-old to have access to porn. Basically, and we're gonna be no, it's just how the characters are. And you bought them
an iPhone when they were 8.
Yeah, exactly. It's the whole thing. It's good. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
So, do you think that it might hurt the industry, or do you think that it doesn't matter?
I don't think it will matter because violence was such a big thing with the video game industry, and it didn't hurt or
it helped it. It seemed like it helped it more than it did.
I think it's gonna. It's gonna flourish.
I think it's that it's gonna be the publicity. If they show action towards it, it's just gonna make it grow. Like anything. Look at Grand Theft Auto 5. It sold an astronomical amount, but that's because so many people were talking about it.
They got free press every single time that they put a game
and
out.
Rockstar's all right, that sounds good to us. Keep talking, when people are oh, how bad is this game really? And then the people who play it's actually, it's really not that bad. Hey, you can go play tennis. Oh, you can go golf. You know, oh, yeah, you could kill this stripper, but it's not mandatory. I can go and just do a yoga class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's going to be the same thing with this. It's like, yeah, you'll have that DOA and stuff like that, but it's like, okay, there are girls like that, but you also want to play a solid volleyball game. How solid DOA volleyball is, I'm not sure, but one.
Well, I mean, they were able to get 2 bouncing balls, right? I don't see why they couldn't get a third one, right?
Exactly. Those physics would work.
Oh God.
Well, that's my thoughts on it.
What about you, Jeremy?
I think it's gonna flourish. I think, like I said, I hate to reiterate, but it's the fact that the porn industry supported Blu-ray over HD DVDs. They're gonna totally push virtual reality once it fully comes out. They're gonna be like,
well, I want to stay focused on video games. I don't.
On video games, I'm sorry, excuse me.
Yeah, I want to stay focused
head's in
on.
the gutter,
I want to stay focused on
Head's in the
video
gutter.
games and sexualization of women. Do you think that scenario might hurt the industry or might help the industry?
I think it's gonna help it out.
You think it'll
because,
help
like
it
you
out?
said, you can have like Dead or Alive with the idealization of women, and then you have like you can empower them. You actually create characters where, if say they put a new Devil May Cry and you're walking around playing as Dante, and lady can be like, "Can you go in front of me because I don't like you staring at my ass." It's like,
that. I think that might actually. I think it has the potential to add a whole new element.
Yep,
and for the cues for an AI to kind of like pick up on. You know, where you're walking behind lady and you're staring at her ass, and then you look up and she's looking back like, get in front of me, asshole.
Yeah.
You know. So I think it would be nice.
Yeah, I think like it's totally gonna definitely pull an advantage to the video game.
Personally, the way I feel about it is the same way I feel about YouTube, music, the radio, or television. If you don't like it, change the fucking channel.
Yep.
That's how I
right.
feel about
If
it.
you don't like virtual reality, don't buy it.
If you don't like it, don't deal with it.
Yeah.
Don't look at it.
That's it.
If you didn't know, we're the greatest games cast in all of Albion, all of the Mushroom Kingdom, and all of the locations featured in the past, present, and future of Assassin's Creed.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Tell me more.
I'll tell you more.
Tell me more.
We're 3 friends who love to talk about video games, and we bring you news. Oh no, well, we talk about video games Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Yep.
And time to time, we'll bring you Let's Plays, and we'll bring you news in our 1-Up News series.
But by me, him, and I don't know where the fuck you're going with this.
We have Let's Plays on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And if this sounds like it's all appealing, all this fun and games,
I'm enthralled right now. This is exactly how we do things here.
this is exactly how we do things. And if that sounds good to you, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and share our gorgeous faces with your gorgeous friends. Now on to the topic at hand, which is Pete molesting Jeremy.
Well, let me tell you how it started. After they totally butchered.
The Oculus Rift. Now, I'm not going to start. I'm going to let you gentlemen start. Because I have a lot to say about the Oculus Rift.
You know what to say with the last thing.
I have a lot to say about everything. But I have a lot to say about the Oculus Rift in terms of what we've already talked about on Monday and on Wednesday. And you can check those videos out at youtube.com/Improv Gaming.
I'm interested in the Oculus Rift, but not for $650. Not
So your huge issue is the price tag.
where I am currently, would you say the thing came out tomorrow? I'm gonna wait for at least a good $300 price drop. I don't care if it takes a year, 2 years, 3 years. I get the old model. Shit happens. I'm not paying $650 for virtual reality. It doesn't happen. Okay. It seems like a great concept. When they did the thing with like the Oculus Rift, it was the Oculus Rift who did you can walk the wire from the walk.
I don't know if that was an Oculus Rift or that was the PlayStation
Sorry,
VR. I think that was PlayStation VR.
Yeah, sorry. But like the Oculus Rift, it looks good from what I've seen so far. Haven't seen a lot of it, but...
And that's the problem with Oculus Rift right now. You haven't seen anything. Not to go back on Monday, but you saw PlayStation VR is at the forefront. It's showing. It's like, hey, you want to check out VR? Here, come to our conferences. Check this out. Oh, Insane Giant Golf. Crazy Zombie Taxi Company. Oh, check out The Walk from the movie The Walk, starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt. You know, they have all this thing. Oculus Rift is I can't even tell you one game that's a part of it. What is on the Oculus Rift? Why is it $650? Justify to me why it's $650. Show me the goods that you have.
What if I told you that Oculus Rift was partnering with Steam?
Uh-oh.
And that all the titles on Steam was going to be available through the Oculus Rift.
But that's just...
That's what you said before with the PS VR.
Oh, no,
Mondays.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, to say to your point that you're saying.
What I was saying about the VR, if it was on Steam.
No. Saying what's coming out on Oculus Rift. What if Fallout 4 was going to be ported over to Oculus Rift? What if all the titles that have come out on Steam are all going to be ported over to Oculus Rift in some shape or form?
It's not a bad idea, but...
It's a lot of money, number one.
Yeah.
Cool, but the problem, like I said, is... Yeah, the three of us have not actually had VR on us.
No.
You know?
We have.
But...
You and I have. Evo. Not last year, but the year before.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Never mind.
What was that anyway? Do you remember?
It was, I want to say for a fighting game, but what the hell?
It wasn't. Basically, they had a headset thing that they had like an iPhone or like a smartphone, and it followed your.
Oh,
headphones.
the Samsung VR.
Yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah.
The Samsung VR.
That's-
I can put my Samsung phone into a Samsung head case, and it becomes a virtual reality.
It was
yeah,
cool.
that's in partnership with YouTube.
I got the roller coaster one where they're looking at me and they see my head going like this, and I'm just like, whoa, whoa.
But it's something where the Rift isn't showing me anything.
Yeah.
I know you said it yourself. There's 15 to 30 games for the VR coming out right this second. What's coming out for the Oculus Rift? And it's saying that it's coming out in the first quarter or second quarter of 2016. They have their price. VR hasn't even mentioned
they've
the
confirmed
price.
March 20-something.
Yep,
is when it dropped. That's the shipping
VR
date.
doesn't have PlayStation VR doesn't have a date. It doesn't have a price tag. Oculus has all these things, but nothing to show for it. I could be wrong, but it's
Steam. They partnered up with Steam. Let me tell you why.
That's big.
Let me tell you why 650 is a lie. I'm gonna tell you why 650 is a lie. And I'm gonna tell you why you're wrong also.
And here we go, the Nicholas De Jesus.
650 is a lie because it's actually much more expensive than that.
Ooh.
The reason it's much more expensive than that is because your computer at home does not operate the Oculus Rift. So the way that the Oculus Rift is being sold
Come on.
is as a console.
Fuck
So
that.
you have a computer that's being sold with the Oculus Rift, so that then you have all the capabilities to run Oculus Rift, and it's being sold as a Steam box, quote unquote. It's an actual computer that you can use, but it's going to be sold as a Steam box. All the games that Steam offers are going to be able to be used through the Oculus Rift, and that's your starting lineup. Is games that you've already played, games that you want a new experience in, games that you want to fully immerse yourself in.
But you're telling me they're gonna make all these games Oculus Rift enabled.
Like I said, it's not much. All you're doing is taking over the right control stick. That's all you're really doing, is just taking over the right control stick.
He's got a point.
That's it. You're taking over the television screen and the right control stick. That's it. There's not much porting that needs to be done. You need to reassign one button and a video output.
So how's like a fighting game gonna work? How's
I have
Street
no
Fighter
idea.
5?
I wish I could see how one of those would work. I have no idea. I don't even know if one of those are on the Oculus Rift. Like I told you guys were like, oh man, VR. Back when they first talked about VR and E3, you guys were like, oh my goodness, I can't wait to see a Tekken in VR. And I was like, that sounds extremely stupid, because I don't know how the fighting mechanism would work in that game. Am I looking at Ryu, or am I looking at Ryu versus Ken? And if I'm looking at Ryu, how am I blocking? How am I throwing a Hadouken? How am I doing an uppercut? How am I doing all of my moves that I normally do? And then on top of that, when I'm doing those moves, how am I not getting fucking sick? From all the motion that's taking place. So a fighting game, I don't think that's designed for it. The other part of Oculus is that it's not intended only for video games. They're also doing virtual reality concerts, virtual reality events all over the world that you can, instead of going to the next Bon Jovi concert, you can sit in your couch. You can put on an Oculus Rift, give your girlfriend or your boyfriend an Oculus Rift, and then you can both enjoy that Bon Jovi concert sitting in the comfort of your own home.
That's interesting.
I get that, but
So they're marketing the Oculus Rift as a multimedia,
like what Xbox did
like
originally.
what Xbox did for the Xbox One,
Yeah.
which was a multimedia thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way that they want to market Oculus Rift. Because remember, these aren't guys that are backed up by a big company, or they weren't. I should say, until Facebook bought them. And the reason Facebook bought them is because if you look on Facebook now, a lot of the videos that are coming out are those 360 interactive
I was wondering
videos.
what that was.
And that's for the Oculus Rift. So that then the Oculus Rift can go 360 and do that. All of this stuff is already there. It just needs a device to be able to do it in this atmosphere. My phone can do it, right? We could all look at 360 videos without a problem. Mm-hmm. But what's the point of holding this when I could have a headset on? So Oculus Rift has already kind of seeped itself into every aspect of what it is that we're using for entertainment. It's already there. It's already ready for it. The world is already ready for it.
See, now here's my issue. Let me explain this. This is why I'm more on the PlayStation VR band.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I'm very on the PlayStation VR over everybody.
I know, I'm just saying in general, as just for argument's sake. PlayStation VR, the PlayStation, is a game console peripheral at first. You know, it's having its games. And then there will be add-ons where it's like, hey, you want to see a Bon Jovi concert? We can give you that. You know, but it's a game changer first. The Oculus Rift is saying, here, we have our hand in this honeypot, and this honeypot, and this honeypot, and all these little things, which is cool, you know, and if they have the money to back it up and they come to fruition, great. But if you have too many hands and too many honeypots, it doesn't bode well as a total package.
Well, it's diversifying your portfolio,
Yeah,
right? Like
I
you
get
can't
that.
invest all your apples into one.
Yeah, but if PlayStation VR just does games for the first 6 months to a year, you know.
Then they could die.
Yeah.
Gimmick.
Yeah, but if the games are a strong lineup, which
There's a lot of ifs.
yeah, but I'm saying if
Very-
the Oculus is a if
Well,
that doesn't
the stuff
work,
is already there. It's already available. You're already doing it. You're already looking at videos in 360.
Yeah.
You're already going to events in 360. Because the video that I saw was for the School of Rock musical that they're going to make in Broadway. That was the video that I saw in 360. And it was phenomenal. But imagine I didn't have to hold my phone and fucking look like an idiot going around my apartment or in the restaurant trying to show my girlfriend, look what it does, right? Like, that's kind of idiotic as opposed to having a headset on in the comfort of your living room being able to do the same thing.
Yeah.
looking like an idiot in your home.
Looking like an idiot in private.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, most people like to look like an idiot in private. They don't like when they look like an idiot in public.
I beg to differ.
Well, you like
bullshit.
you like to look like an idiot in public. I know that.
Hi, I'm Peter Anderson.
But I think if I had to compare everything that we've talked about this week, I think Oculus Rift has a stronger chance at maintaining a user base far into the future than anybody else.
Because you're saying because of the features of it has
Because it has all these.
Yeah, okay, I understand.
It's
where you're
marketed
coming from.
towards. It's not just marketing. Hey gamers, you have this. It's marketing. Hey gamers, you have this. Hey, concert people, you have this. Hey, people that like to travel, you have this.
Yeah.
Hey, people that like to watch
porn.
you have this.
I saw it. Yes.
You know, like they're marketing to a lot of different aspects of society, whereas PlayStation is marketing only to gamers. You know, they're not going to be marketing to anybody else because the only computer that can use their system is going to be their computer system, right? It's not going to be any computer system.
This would be there, yeah. But like I said, I'm just saying, as argument's sake, for a lot of people, the price is going to be an issue.
The price is, but when you bundle it with a computer, it becomes a less significant
And it
issue.
is coming with a computer?
Well, there's the bundle pack that's coming with a computer.
When you go from just the Oculus Rift itself, like you're saying, to the bundle pack, it's cool. It's gonna become more like a consumer thing. Like
It's a $1,500 $1,500 bundle pack. Now imagine how much you've spent on computers in the past. Right now that becomes a $500 headpiece, right?
Yeah.
Or for a high-end gaming system, that becomes a $350 headpiece.
Yeah.
You know, things start to change. Now you're actually spending what you said that you would because you bought a computer alongside of it. Plus you got what they said, 5 titles from Microsoft?
Yeah, I get you.
that they're giving you for free with the Oculus Rift. So there's a huge gap that's now becoming less and less, right? Because you're getting a computer for $1,500. You're getting a computer. You're getting 5 games, and you're getting the Oculus Rift. So now does that turn you into an Oculus believer, or does it still say, but it's $1,500?
It's $1,500.
It's 15.
Sorry,
I would be down.
that's me.
I would be saying it that way. I would be down, but the problem, like I said, I have the most with the Rift is I haven't seen anything to make me go, okay, that gets my gamer niche, that gets my travel niche, that gets my porn niche, that gets my sporting niche, that gets my concert niche, you
my
know?
organization niche, where like, oh, I need to do this.
Yeah, you know, all these things. I'm like, if I saw tomorrow, it's like, hey Pete, this is what we have for you. You know, there's this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, and it's nice and easy and explains. I'd be like, okay, now you have me on board. But with the Oculus not really showing, and I know that I might not be looking as hard, I get that, but for them to not be pressing this as much as VR for PlayStation is, you know?
But VR hasn't been pressing much anything.
No, they haven't.
I haven't seen a lot in the press. I've been actively looking for stuff, or I've been stumbling across stuff, and it's mostly like comparing the two, and HoloLens is nowhere to be found. And that's
a HoloLens.
Yeah, exactly.
YouTube.com Bob Gaming Wednesday's episode.
So whenever this debate is coming up, it's always Oculus and PlayStation VR. Nobody knows what the fuck HoloLens is. Everybody forgot what that was from last year.
Until this year.
Until this year, when they come back and they say, "Hey, we have Mario Kart or whatever the fuck."
Oh,
they
you
wanna
remember
have.
this? Yeah. But
we're back, fuckers.
I'm just gonna go on a limb and say honestly, when it comes to the whole thing of virtual reality, I'm not really a fan of it.
You're not.
Seeing is believing for me. Like that's why, like you know.
Here's the problem, though. How can you experience the experience of VR without actually experiencing the experience?
I can answer that.
Yes.
A dramatic pause. I'm very interested in PlayStation VR. And if it gives me a lineup, I will play it. And I will buy it. There go. Listen to this. I have a PlayStation VR. Hey, Jeremy, you want to come over? Check out this PlayStation VR? He comes over. Checks it out. Oh, man, this is really cool. Hey, Nick, you want to come over and check? Oh, hey, Nick. Hey, guys.
But what about day one purchasers?
Yeah, but
how do you market to day one purchasers? People that want to buy day one, right?
Yeah.
How can you experience the Oculus or the VR without experiencing VR? How can they sell you on that without you experiencing it?
They have to show, if it comes to PlayStation VR, they have to show the games. If it comes to the Oculus Rift, they have to show you, hey, you want to go to fucking Alaska? There you go. You can see Russia from Sarah Palin's
house. I want to show you the HoloLens, but yeah, it hasn't come out yet.
You know, you want to go to Hawaii? There you go. You want to go see Super Bowl 50 where the Patriots take on Carolina? That's a guess from week 3, ladies and gentlemen.
I back that up.
You know, Carolina's going to lose, though, because they're the terrible, worst team ever.
No.
Sorry, Dave. Anyway, you know, you have this here. Let me show you, you know. All you need is that one person that you know to make the leap, and then for him to show all his friends, and then their friends will show, and then it's just a growing thing.
Okay, so for $650, are you willing to let somebody play with your toys?
$650. Be careful with that fucking thing.
Like if for $650, I won't even give my phone to my girlfriend. My fiance now, by the way, not my girlfriend.
Sorry, ladies.
I wouldn't give my phone to my fiance because it's $650. So why would I give my Oculus Rift to some two assholes that come here and record videos with me once in a while?
Can we see it right?
Every week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday on YouTube.com.
Like for instance, right? I showed you guys the Xbox controller that I got, the Elite controller. Right, but I was very protective of it when I was showing you guys.
No, you were. You were like, this comes off, and I get to
check this out. Like, we were nicer. We weren't like, oh, look at this thing.
Yeah, you guys weren't like banging it, but at the same time, I wasn't like, here, hold it, please hold it. I was just like, no, look with your eyes, not with your hands.
And I was like,
this comes out,
like,
that comes out.
It's heavy.
Yeah, but now multiply that by 6. How much I spent on that? Multiply it by 6.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, are you gonna trust somebody to play with that toy?
Yeah, what I was trying to get at was, you see, I'm not sold on virtual reality because to me, virtual reality has always been a big gimmicky thing. Like, I know now it's like, this is going to be the next big thing. We're going to have, like, smartphones. I'm like, oh, smartphones come out, you're not going to need one now. It's a necessity. The internet's a necessity. Look, if virtual reality really does, like, take on a whole new life in itself and integrates it into life, I'll give it a shot, mate. As of now, all three sound cool. I'm interested in them, but you got to be with
The proof is in the pudding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Seeing is believing. That's how
true.
I am.
That's true.
I'm not knocking it.
I mean,
just...
if this takes off into a huge experience or a
Yep.
huge new like environment, my thing is this is just the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we all want to play the same game in virtual reality, then that's a whole different set of scenarios that they're going to have to start to incorporate into their gaming
multiplayer
building,
aspect.
into their gaming, their when they build video games. How can three people sitting on a couch look at the same virtual world but not be in the same area of that virtual world
And have their own experience.
experience?
They kind of done that with Minecraft when you play together, in a way. If you think
Yeah,
about
they
it.
have, but
How to take it to the next step.
how can you take that to the next step? Where we're sitting here, and this is a tracking device, right? So it's tracking your position in relation to the world. So how is all that gonna work itself out? I'm just interested to see what happens with all that stuff.
I would just like to say that for this week, I am no longer the longest running episode. Thank you, Nick, for taking the mantle.
I win. I got the
Shortest
longest running
episode.
episodes. No, I think VR is a new front. I think Oculus Rift. Honestly, I truly believe Oculus Rift is going to be the one that sticks around longer. I think everything else is just going to be a gimmick.
I say HoloLens.
You're such an asshole.
PlayStation VR, you asshole.
Yeah, right?
No, but I mean, even still, PlayStation VR is just going to be for the PlayStation.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
We
Time
shall.
will tell.
I would like to see, something become like a phone attachment.
We got the Apple Watches.
It's morphin' time.
Zordon.
Could you imagine Power Rangers with the Apple Watch, the Apple phone, right? And your Oculus Rift?
Where'd you go?
Could you imagine that shit?
Oh my
That
god.
would be great.
And now you're actually the Red Ranger?
That'd be epic.
It's morphin' time.
You take your phone out, it's morphin' time. You see the little emblem fly out of your phone.
The suit, jump into it.
Freeze frame.
Dun, dun,
Comment.
dun, 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 dun.
Definitely comments we want.
Yes, let us know what you think about this week's series. Let us know what you think about the Oculus Rift. And let them know in their videos what you think about their shit.
Where can they find us?
They can find us at improvgaming.com. No.
Not yet.
Not at all. Although we are working on that. You can find us on youtube.com/improvgaming. You can also find us on Twitter and Instagram at improv_gaming.
Also check us out on Facebook, which is Improv. Did it again. Improv Gaming space between the two words. You can always like us on that page. You can also check us out on Twitter, which is IPGJBird. Fucked it up. Jimmy Poison 450, Improv Pete, and at Profcot.
Yes.
I'm feeling miserable.
So let me take it home for everybody. Get ready, because on twitch.tv/IPGJBird,
There we go.
where Jay does some great live streams. You also have twitch.tv/ImprovCock, where he doesn't do any streams.
I don't do a damn thing.
And then you have ImprovCap, twitch.tv/ImprovCap, where you will be seeing Unravel, patent pending on the name, coming out very shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching. We appreciate you. We love you. And as always,
Game on.
What's good?
the poop.
Then go shit.
Go take a shit, dude.
We got time.